Here we'll be demonstrating our StatSearcher tool, an upgrade of the original one we've used for a couple of years. As you can see up top, you have the time frame, stats group, and course selection. For time frame, you can pick up to anything for the last 16 weeks. You can pick season to date, which will show you everything for this season, and it'll show you the career for all of these players. For stats groups, you'll see strokes gained, scoring performance, which is currently on there, off the tee, proximity, putting, DFS results, and custom view, which we'll come back to. For course, you can select any course or multiple courses. In this case, we have Plantation course, which will be the next event. And the reason we have this here is that so you can go back and forth between actual data and course history data, just like that. You'll be able to see Plantation course for these years or actual data there. One of the really neat features that we do have here is the ability to go between event and round. So if you click on round, what it'll do is it'll load up and it'll show you, in this case, the default is 10 rounds, the same stat group, but on a round by round basis. If you adjust this, you can go 2, 4, 8, 10, 20, 50 rounds, season to date, career. So if we extend it to 50 rounds, you'll probably get some more data for some of these guys. And over the last 50 round time frame, it'll tell you how many rounds they have, where they rank, for all these different stats. And then because it's round by round, you're going to have a lot more filters. You can pick which type of greens, what type of rough, what type of courses, which round, the course length, the level of wind, and you'll be able to adjust all of those. One of the other neat features is you can actually go back and forth between rank and data. So right now we're in the rank section. If you click on data, it'll actually show you the raw data for all these stats. And if you go between actual and R data, you'll get the relative number against the fields they've played, or you can actually see the raw stats. So we're going to give you basically every single option that you can have. And you can sort by anything. Here in this case, you can sort by par 4 scoring. And what we have it set is that the top, couple of 10% of the field, next 10% are going to be colored. So you'll be able to see the spot if someone's good or bad by the orange through maroon. So you can see that all in there as well. Another really neat feature, and I'll go back to the event section for this, is if you click on any piece of, any row of data here, for example, you click on Ricky Fowler, you're going to get this pop-up box here that's going to show you the event by event graph. In this case, secret stat, there's no shot length data, which you need for that, so you don't see it here. But if you go over to, say, birdie or better, it's going to load up and give you the percentages for that stat over the course of that time frame here. If you'd like, you can compare it to any other player, say Patrick Cantlay, and you can see it'll put it right on the graph there, and you can compare those two players. One step further, if you want to compare it to a prior winner, say Dustin Johnson, it'll show you the exact same trend that they had when they won. So back in 2013, this is what his stat looked like at the events, and then into that event here. So a lot of customizable things here, a lot of things to compare. Last thing about this pop-up, if you hit View Event Details, for the two players that you had compared to, it's going to show you over that time frame a chart here to give you everything: finish position, score, all the stats. If you hover over any of them, it'll give you the rank, and that works for both of these here. So let's close this out. Close this out. Bring you back here. We'll go back to rank view. And again, if you go back and forth between course history data and actual data, you can go back between actual data and R data. So just really interesting to be able to go back and forth between everyone here. Another neat feature is we have the field selected here, but if you want to look at everyone who's played on tour, you click tour, and what it'll do is it'll allow you to research everyone that's on tour right now. You can go down all the way here, and there's no prices here or anything because they're not in the field, but any data that's showing, you'll be able to see for any player how they've performed on tour so far. One of the other interesting things when you go to the data view, and we'll come back to the field. If you click on any of the headers, let's say you want to sort, if you click in the middle here, what it'll do is it'll pop out so you can actually see the rank and the actual value here. So you'll see what their rank is in the field, what their rank is on tour, and then you can sort it by just the actual number. And the reason the difference is between field and tour rank is some players haven't played on tour this year. So again, this is for on the tour this season, and this is just in the field for that time frame. So a lot of things here, a lot of things you can click on to see what's going on. If you want to close all of the pop-outs, you can do that there. You can change price through all of these. You can go to the odds. It'll give you the odds here. It'll show you that as well. So a bunch of different options there. One of the really cool features that I like, let's say you have it back on ranks here, you can export this data. So any view that you're in, if you click export data, what it'll do is it'll quickly download, and you can see on the bottom here, the setup that you have. And if you go to click on the file that just downloaded, you'll have all that data in an Excel sheet right here. So you'll be able to see, StatSearcher, what the time frame is, all the players, the price that you had selected, all of those ranks. The file will be named, exactly the detail there, so you can actually look at it offline as well for any view that you have in StatSearcher. Now if we head back, it'll bring you here. Another nice little feature as well is the custom view feature. So if you click on custom view, it's going to pop up and give you all these different stats. So in this case, if you want to click, say, strokes gained tee to green, par 4 scoring, driving accuracy, we'll call it proximity, and then DraftKings points, you hit submit, and it's going to create that exact grid that you have. And at the same time, you can also hit export data, and you can get just that custom view right there. You can do it for the raw data, you can do it for our data, you can do it for course history. So all of that's going to be available. And then if you want to change stats, all you have to do is hit change stats, and it'll come up again right here. So go back to the default settings, and one more interesting feature that we really like is if you click on any of these players here, say Mark Leishman and Russell Henley and Jason Duffner, and you want to go to check to see what they look like, come over here and click on the checked section, and it'll just display those three right here, so you can compare them individually. If you want to go back to see everyone, you just go over here and click all, and it brings you back to everyone. So that's a quick overview of the StatSearcher. A lot of different features there. You want to make sure you click on a bunch of different things. We'll add more tutorials as we go. You want to definitely check out a bunch of the different stats features that we have here as well, in addition to all the different time frames and everything that you see on the round by round view. So you can customize everything and get familiar with it. But that's it. We hope you really like this demonstration of StatSearcher. Thanks, guys.